All right, guys, so we're going to go over some cues for your pressing movements. Now, these are going to be cues we can use for pretty much all your pressing movements. This is going to include things like a flat dumbbell press, an incline dumbbell press, any kind of a machine press, or a cable press. Even a shoulder press will apply to this, whether it's dumbbell, machine, or with cables, right? So these cues are going to be universal across most of your presses. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to set up the dumbbells and where your sternum rib cage should be. So Daria, you can set up the dumbbells and bring them back. And you guys will notice as she set them up, the first thing she did, she brought her elbows into a 45-degree plane. This is called a scapular plane. Secondly, rib cage position is open with the belly button sucked into the bench, right? And the hips are also on the bench. Feet are secured in front. And we want to also make sure that you don't move your feet so far. Move them back. And you guys will start to see the lower back will start to arc higher, getting your rib cage in a worse position. So if you move your feet slightly up, if you have that position, get your lower back flat and belly button pulled into the bench. So now we're going to look at head positioning as she moves up through the movement, all right? So the head position is relatively going to stay the same with a little bit of a chin tuck as she comes down, right? And she's going to stop around where her elbows meet the shoulders, right there. And as she presses up, she's going to press up and in very slightly. Right? So as you bring them out, you're lengthening the pec, bringing it down just at shoulder level. As you come up and in, you're shortening the pec, right? And this goes for the delts as well, right? So we want to make sure that you're pulling the sternum up as you come down, breathing in through the diaphragm, right? Contracting the pecs coming up. Good. And as you guys can see, it's a very controlled, slow tempo with standard range of motion. She's using the same point at the end and same point at the start. Every single rep, it's the same, right? So this way with the scapular plane, she's making sure that the fibers of her pec match the direction that the weight's moving it. Good. Nice, slow, controlled reps, guys. Do a couple more. Get a little pump in the chest. There you go. So this is this pace you guys can and should be using once you've acquired the skill to do this well. Good job.